Hi, we are from At Home Tuition. In this video, we are going to analyze the given pie chart to answer the questions based on the given pie chart. Now see the first question. A survey was made to find the type of music that a certain group of young people liked in a city. Adjoining pie chart shows the findings of this. So we'll see the pie chart first. So the classical music, it was liked by 10% of people, and semi-classical music was liked by 20% of the whole group of people, and light music was liked by 40% of the people, and folk music by 30% of the people. So this is the finding from their survey. So from this pie chart, answer the following questions. So the first question is, if 20 people liked classical music, how many young people were surveyed? So solution. In pie chart, it represents 10% people liked classical music. So if you analyze the pie chart, it gives 10% of the people likes classical music. So it is given 20 people like the classical music. In our question, it's given 20 people like the classical music. So from pie chart, we know that 10% of people liked. So they have given 20 people liked. So 10% represents 20 people. 10% is equal to 20 people. So out of the whole group, that is 100%. So if you add all these percentages, you will get 100. That is the whole group. So 10 plus 20, 30, 30 plus 40, 70, 70 plus 30, 100. So the whole group is 100%. So we want to find how many people are surveyed. So therefore 100% represents X people. Taking the ratio and proportion, so we know that we have taken for 100 people means the whole group has X people. So X divided by 20 people equal to 100% divided by 10%. So X is equal to 100% divided by 10% into 20 people. So 100% divided by 10% will become 10 into 20 people. So 10 into 20 is 200 people. So thus if 20 people liked classical music, 200 young peoples were surveyed out of this group. The second part of the question is, which type of music is liked by the maximum number of people? So in the pie chart, it represents 10 people like classical music, 20 people like semi-classical music, 40% of people like light music, and 30% people like folk music. So the maximum is 40%. So the 40% is against people who liked light music. So thus we can conclude that light music is liked by the maximum number of people, that is 40% of the people. In third part of the question is, if a cassette company were to make 1000 CDs, how many of each type would they make? So it's given total CDs made by the cassette company is 1000. We want to find in each type of music how many CDs are made. So first we'll see the number of CDs made for each music based on the given percentage of the music. So the number of CDs for classical music is 10% of 1000. So because for classical music they have given 10%. So 10% of 1000, that is 10 divided by 100 into 1000. So if you finalize this, you will get the answer as 100. So the number of CDs for classical music the cassette company has made is 100 CDs. So then we will find for semi-classical music. So from the pie chart we know that semi-classical music, it's given by 20% of people. So we want to find 20% of 1000, that is 20 divided by 100 into 1000, which is 200. So the number of CDs for semi-classical music made by the cassette company is 200 CDs. So next is the number of CDs for light music is, so 40% of people liked the light music. So 40% of 1000, that is 40 divided by 100 into 1000, which is 400. So the number of CDs made for light music is 400 CDs. Similarly, for folk music, we know that from the pie chart, it's 30% of people like the folk music. So 30% of 1000 is 30 divided by 100 into 1000, which is 300. Thus the number of CDs made by the cassette company for folk music is 300 CDs. Now let's see our second question. The adjoining pie chart gives the marks scored in an examination by a student in Hindi, English, mathematics, social science and science. If the total marks obtained by the student were 540, answer the following questions. So first question, in which subject did the student score 105 marks? Then second, how many more marks were obtained by the student in mathematics than in Hindi? And third one is, examine whether sum of the marks obtained in social science and mathematics is more than that in science and Hindi. So now we'll see the pie chart given. So the pie chart is given for 5 different subjects along with the central angle or angle of sectors. So it's for 65 for social science, 80 degree for science, 70 degree for Hindi, 55 degree for English and 90 degree for mathematics. Now we'll answer the questions one by one. The first question is, in which subject did the student score 105 marks? So the given is pie chart represents angle of sector for each subject. It's also given total marks is 540. So we know that the central angle of the circle is 360 degree. Also we know that angle of each sector is fraction of each subject into 360 degree. Here the 540 marks represent the whole circle, that is 360 degree. And we want to find 105 mark represents how many degrees. So now let's consider it as x degree. So 105 marks corresponds to x degrees and 540 marks corresponds to 360 degrees. Now with these two things we will form a proportional ratio. That's 105 mark corresponds to x degrees. So 105 divided by 540 equal to x divided by 360. So now if you rearrange, we will get x equal to 105 divided by 540 into 360 degree. So if you solve this, you will get x equal to 70 degree. So from the pie chart, we can conclude that 70 degree corresponds to the subject Hindi. Thus we can conclude that in Hindi the students score 105 marks. Next question is, how many more marks were obtained by the student in mathematics than in Hindi? So solution, from the pie chart, the angle of sector corresponding to mathematics is 90 degree. So also given the total marks is 540 marks. So 540 marks represents the total angle of the circle, that's 360 degree. So therefore mark obtained in mathematics is 90 degree divided by 360 degree into 540 marks. This we have calculated by using, like our previous question, by taking ratio and proportion. So if you simplify this, you will get 135 marks. So from the previous question we found that mark obtained in Hindi is 105 marks. So therefore mark obtained in mathematics more than Hindi is 135 marks minus 105 marks, that is 30 marks. Thus we can say that 30 more marks were obtained by the student in mathematics than in Hindi. Next part of the question is, examine whether sum of the marks obtained in social science and mathematics is more than that in science and Hindi. So they have given a hint, just study the central angles. So now from pie chart we can say that the central angle of social science is 65 degree and the central angle of mathematics is 90 degree. So they have asked the sum of marks obtained in social science and mathematics. So if you want to find sum of marks in social science and mathematics, we want to find the, that is we have to add the central angle of science and mathematics. So the sum of central angle of social science and mathematics is 65 degree plus 90 degree, that is 155 degree. Similarly, the sum of marks in science and Hindi is, we have to add the central angle of science and Hindi, so which is 80 degree plus 70 degree, that is 150 degree. So thus the mark obtained in social science and mathematics, that is 155 degree, is more than that of the marks obtained in science and Hindi, so which is 150 degree. Okay, hope you have understood all the questions well. Thank you for watching the video.